Generally speaking, you have, again, the bone, you can have a fracture, but some of these fractures, Mr. Tayo, they rip out of the skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So imagine you have your skin, but now your skin is ripped open. And so that type of fracture where the skin is broken by the bone fracture, that's known as a compound fracture.
Compound fracture.
You need to be familiar with this word, okay? Compound fracture. The compound fracture is an open fracture where the bone sticks to the skin. And this presents a problem. The surface of your skin always contains what we call natural flora, which is your good bacteria. And it's supposed to protect you from other infections. When you have other substances that fall on your skin, the natural flora, the good bacteria on your skin that's found on the surface of your skin is supposed to protect you. The problem is when you have a fracture like this, an open fracture, that bacteria will make its way inside. And to make things worse, not only that, but you understand that we have yellow marrow in the bone. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have yellow marrow. And then we also have red bone marrow, which produces red blood cells, right? Like this, in this fashion. So this red and yellow marrow is the innermost aspect of the bone. And that's where you have a lot of cells, a lot of blood supply there. And when that bacteria enters that part of the bone, it weakens the bone. This is a really bad infection. We call that osteo.
Oh, okay.
Myelitis. Whoops.
Okay.
We call that osteomyelitis. This is a really bad infection, usually caused by staph. Staphylococcus aureus is the name of that natural flora, some of that natural flora that we have on our skin. But when it goes inside the bone, of course, inside the skin, it causes an infection. And this type of infection can lead to gangrene, which is another type of really serious infection that's going to cause necrosis. Okay, which will require an amputation.
Wow.
That's how serious this type of fracture can become. When you have a compound fracture, you understand this is your priority to prevent osteomyelitis, because the infection goes inside, it weakens the bone marrow, and now those bones are going to be at higher risk to fracture. And then that infection is going to be picked up by the bloodstream, and then it's going to be taken to the system. And now you have sepsis, which is your whole body is infected. Does that make sense, Mr. Tayo? Sorry about that. So anyway, is that clear, Mr. Tayo?
Yeah, I got it.
So again, when you have a compound fracture, I want you to focus on the idea that you may develop osteomyelitis. And if the patient has osteomyelitis, it's going to lead to more fractures because the bone, how it becomes weakened because of all the damage that occurs inside the bone, it softens it up, and now you're at risk for fractures, for more fractures. So it's important that we prevent infection, that we irrigate with normal saline, that we put these patients on antibiotics so we can ensure that they don't develop any further complications secondary to the compound fracture, which is an open fracture.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Can I clear it out?
Yeah.